So once you're retired, where do you decide where to withdraw your retirement from? Your TSP, your IRA, your bank account, your Roth? How do you decide? Hi, I'm Micah Shalansky, and in this first Federal Fact Check, we have a question from Steve that comes in as asking about where do we withdraw funds. He says, how do you make a decision on where do you take money from, your TSP, Roth, other investment accounts, etc.? When do you turn on Social Security? Is this primarily a tax question or is it an investment question? How do you put these pieces together? Steve, that is a great question. I wish I could answer this in 3 minutes, right? This is a pretty complex and really depends on your situation, but I want to help out. So here's what I'd like to do. Let's spend a little bit of time going through concepts of what we're talking about, and then you can apply those down in your particular situation. Let me give you some building blocks of things we think about. Now, every now and again, Tammy and I will do a class called the 3 Critical Concepts that federal employees need to understand before they retire. We go in more in depth in these classes that we go through than just in this video. So that's something I definitely say to watch out for. But let's go ahead and chit chat real quick about how do we answer that question. First thing that we need to find out, how much do you need, right? That's the first thing that we want to figure out. How much do you want to spend when you retire? And how much do you have coming in just from your pension income alone? And what's the gap that's going to be there? We call this a retirement income timeline. I want to go out the next 10 years. Why do we like looking at 10 years? We start looking at 30 and 40, we get distracted on the wrong numbers. The next 10 years is kind of the real numbers that are going to happen. And in the next 10 years, let's say you're going to retire your MRA, let's say that's 57. There's a lot of things that changes in the next 10 years. Your supplement goes away at 62. When do I turn on Social Security? Medicare, RMDs. Okay, RMDs are not quite in that 10 years, right? But that's the concept that's going to be there. So those are things we need to look at and why the next 10 years is really, really important. So let's walk through that math. Let's say we've already determined, all right, I want to spend X amount per month and I'm only going to have Y coming in and there's a little bit of a gap that's going to be there. Here's the next step that we look at. Now, you've heard me talk about this, I'm sure, before on previous videos, but I'm a huge buckets fan. I like putting things in different buckets and knowing where money is. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I just outlined generally, let's talk all of your retirement dollars just for discussion, put it in one big bucket. Don't worry about taxes just yet. I promise we're going to get to those, right? Let's just worry about all of your money coming into one place. Then what I want to do, I want to carve out a piece of funds and I'm going to put a cash. I want to have the first 1 to 2 years of retirement distributions, money you need to pull out. Remember we talked about your gap, right? You wanted X, you're only getting Y coming in. What that gap is, we need to have that money protected and that money available in some type of cash vehicle. Then I want to have some type of income. This could be bonds, CDs, some other things inside of there. And I want between years 3 and 5 that are going to be in this bucket right here. And so what you can see is I have the first 5 years of distribution that's not really in the stock market. That means everything else could potentially be looking at our growth bucket. Now, why do we have things set up in these different buckets? Well, let's take growth. Let's take the CS and I funds. Would you consider those a volatile investment? Everybody should be going like this. Yes, they are volatile. They go up and down a lot, right? Over time. Now, the great news is over time, and I'm not ragging on the TSP. TSP is a great tool, but it's volatile. It's gonna move up and down over time. And we have to understand where that plays into our retirement. Huge mistake federal employees make, or actually retirees make. They say, Mike, I'm gonna retire this year. I need to take everything out of the market and put everything in cash because I can't afford to lose any money. Well, guess what? Right now, they're saying inflation's 8% and it's going up. Well, if you put all your money in cash, and what is cash earning you? A whopping point nothing, right? So you're not earning anything, but we have inflation. You're gonna have a problem running out of money. So we gotta let money grow long term. This is really important even when we're retired. But short-term money, I'm gonna say less than 5 years, we need to be conservative with. Why do I say 5 years? Well, let's say that you retired in the peak of the markets in 2007 and the markets crashed and it was 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12. It took virtually 5 years in 2008, slightly off, right? But concept of 5 years for your money to recover. So had you retired at the worst time possible, the markets are dropping like a rock and every month you're pulling money out, that could devastate your portfolio, right? That could devastate your retirement savings. So we gotta have a plan for when, not if, when down markets happen. This could be March of 2020, COVID, markets fell 30%. This could be December of 2018, right? There's all these different times that happen that the market drops unexpectedly. We gotta be prepared for that. That's the reason I like 1 to 2 years of our distributions in cash. Then our years 3 to 5 is in income, and the rest of the money we look at some type of growth. This is a well-balanced portfolio that's gonna be there, right? Really, really important. Now, we can talk about how much is safe to take out. This is just concept of, you gotta apply this to your situation and make sure you have enough money here that's gonna last. And then this is kind of where we're taking out our distribution. So this is the first step, Steve, that I'm going to look at, is these general buckets that are gonna be here. That's step 1. Step 2, taxes, right? Now we're gonna look at our taxes and say, okay, great, how do I invest this money? Well, if I had, let's just say, a Roth account, where do I want a Roth account? A Roth account that earns 0.0 nothing percent, that's in cash. Maybe our fixed income is earning 1 to 3%. Then hopefully our growth is earning 5% plus over a long period in time, just for discussion purposes, right? All depends on how you invest, all those disclosures here, you guys know that. Well, okay, if I was gonna get money in a Roth account, again, the benefit of the Roth is money grows tax-free. Which account do I want it in? That's right, I want it in the one that's gonna earn the most, right? So I'm probably gonna want more Roth money out there, just in general concepts. Then I gotta look at my taxes over the next 10 years and say, great, what are taxes gonna do? As we stand today, our tax laws expire in about 3 years, and our taxes are going up. If Congress does nothing, it's my only political joke, if Congress does nothing, of which they're pretty good at, right? Then we can expect our tax laws to expire and taxes, the TCJA, Tax Cuts Jobs Act, goes away, and taxes will be higher in 2026 than they are today. That's just what the current law says. Who knows what Congress is gonna do between now and then? But if I know my taxes today are here, and tomorrow they're gonna be here, which one do I wanna pay? Probably lower taxes today, right? So I might make the decision, okay, maybe this is some TSP money needs to be inside of this. Maybe this is the G fund, right? Maybe something of that nature is gonna be here. Maybe I take these distributions out of my retirement account. But you know what, maybe you're in a high tax bracket and you think taxes are gonna go lower. Then you're gonna have that Roth IRA in place. So it really depends on your situation. Step 1, the buckets. How do I need to have that money set out so I'm never gonna outlive my money? That needs to be a big question you need to answer. How do I grow my money over time? That has to be answered first. Second question, the next 10 years, what's my tax projection look like? What tax bracket am I gonna be? When should I turn on Social Security? How are these gonna affect different things? Now I need to put my plan together and put these 2 pieces in to make sure you never run out of money. These are things that we help clients with on a daily basis. I know this can get a little complex, but that's our general comment. Speaking of comments, I would love for you guys to throw in the comment section what you thought of the video, what questions did we not answer, what other questions should come up. I really look forward to that. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, that helps out a lot. We have some tremendous goals this year of taking great financial planning information and getting it out to federal employees, because we don't want just water cooler information out there. We want solid information that you can improve your retirement. Help us out, share this information. Till next time, happy planning.